All right, I got a couple Checkride tips for you. So this binder's for my commercial Checkride, which I'm taking tomorrow. But you can use these tips for any Checkride that you're going to take. It's really just a way for you to be organized and show up to the Checkride prepared, ready to go, not digging through a bunch of paperwork that is unorganized. And it also makes you look good to the DPE. It makes you look like you know what you're doing, like you have your stuff put together, and it primes the DPE's brain to look at you in a way that makes you, lets them perceive you as being competent. And I mean, that is the whole point, is to be a competent pilot. And part of that is being organized. So I got this binder at Staples for like $1. Label it. Some of the things that are going to go in this binder are this one. I mean, is obviously like not required, but I mean, this is something that during my instrument check ride, the DPE mentioned that he wanted to see. In the oral, he asked about risk assessment, and so I went through the typical, I'm safe checklist, the PAVE checklist, and talked about those things. But he wanted to see something more like a formal risk assessment. And so for this check ride, took that suggestion that he gave me during my instrument check ride, and I found this formal risk assessment from Gleim on the internet, and I'm going through, basically just fill out, assigning a number value to the risk. And I'm not done filling it out yet because I'm going to get the weather tomorrow morning for our flight to finish these other items that are related to the forecast, so I can get a more accurate briefing in the morning. So I'll finish that in the morning, but this is something that's super easy to do. It doesn't take a long time. Just grab this risk assessment matrix from Gleim on the internet. Super easy, makes you look well put together, and also shows that you have good aeronautical decision-making skills and that you're able to, assess risk, and that you actually care about safety. So there's that. Your written test, tab all this stuff out so it's easy to find. So when you ask for it, like, hey, what did you do as far as risk assessment? Just grab the tab, pull it out, and you're not sitting there digging through paperwork and fumbling around through stuff. Same thing with the written test. He's going to want to see that. So tab it just so you can pull it out really quickly. Same thing with the 8710. More than likely, you're not going to need a paper copy, but I always bring a paper copy. The DP always suggests that I bring a paper copy just in case IARC is not working. And IARC is a government website, so there's always the possibility that will be the case. The ground school cert, personal minimums worksheet, you can find that online as well. Just go through the worksheet and create some personal minimums for yourself. Tab it. Navlog, so the cross country you had me build was from Metro Airport in Denver all the way to Jackson, Wyoming. So we could make it there on one tank, but I split it up into two different legs with a fuel stop just for safety purposes. So I have Navlog leg 1, Navlog leg 2, and then the weight and balance for leg 1, and then the weight and balance for leg 2. The weight and balance I did on ForeFlight. You are going to have to build this in ForeFlight, the aircraft envelope. So once you have this built, super easy. Just plug in your weights. Makes it super easy to adjust the weights, especially if you have to do it in the check ride. You may have you do it on the board or on paper and do it manually. So make sure you know how to fill out a weight and balance manually. But if you have this set up in ForeFlight, it makes it super easy. So you just change the weight where you want to, and it updates everything automatically. So there's that. That is the first piece of this to being organized. Second piece is tabbing your logbook. This is, again, obviously not required, but it makes you look very organized. It makes you look very put together and very competent. So all of the flights for the rating that you're seeking, in my case, it's the commercial rating, all of the flights that he's going to be looking for, like your nighttime cross-country 100 nautical mile point to point, go in and tab that out. So I have the night cross-country right there. I want to find the day cross-country, boom, I got it right there. And I'm looking for that long solo, that 300 nautical mile solo with 3 different points, got it tabbed out right there. The night VFR solo hours, got it tabbed out right here. Same thing with your endorsements. If you're looking for your endorsements, you need 3 of them. Tab them out so they're easy to find. There's the other one. And also the ground instruction, just in case he wants to look at that, tab that too. All these things are not required. You don't have to show up, to your Checkride with all these tabs and all this detail, but it just makes you look very put together, makes you look competent. And to be honest with you, if you're doing this, like, you are, probably put together and pretty competent, because it shows that you're very organized. So that's my tips for taking a Checkride. That's what I've done for my instrument. I did something similar for my private, although it wasn't this, organized. It was just kind of, for the private, it's your first one, you don't really know what you're doing. I did something kind of similar to it, but it wasn't this detailed. But those are my suggestions. Show up to your Checkride prepared, and, don't be all over the place. Be organized, be competent, and be a safe pilot. See ya.